In the hit Netflix K-drama Teach You a Lesson, Government Inspector Na Hwa-jin delivers a brutal and satisfying brand of justice to high school bullies and abusive parents. He is the ultimate hero in a broken system, but the fifth episode abandons pure fiction to recreate a highly specific, recent South Korean tragedy. This is an empty classroom in Seoul. In 2023, it was managed by a 24-year-old second-year homeroom teacher. To understand what happened to her, you have to understand gapjil, a Korean term for the abuse of power by those in a perceived higher status. In the school system, this entitlement has led to the rise of what educators call monster parents. In the television show, the abused teacher is rescued at the very last second. In reality, on July 18, 2023, the young educator took her own life inside her classroom storage room. By adapting this case, the series forces millions of viewers to confront a fatal failure that the South Korean education system initially tried to bury. The crisis began with a minor classroom conflict. A first grader accidentally scratched a classmate's forehead with a pencil. Instead of following the school's official administrative channels, the parents tracked down the teacher's private cell phone number to voice their complaints directly. They flooded her phone with aggressive calls and messages outside of working hours, monitoring her social media and claiming she was unqualified to care for children. Investigators later discovered her diary. The frantic, heavily crossed-out pages detailed her severe anxiety as she struggled to manage violent student tantrums while facing relentless daily insults from their mothers. When she brought the harassment to her principal, the administration offered no protection. She was instructed to simply endure it to avoid upsetting the parents. The Netflix adaptation mirrors this exact sequence of events, portraying a mother's stalking campaign enabled by a completely apathetic school administration. Because the school's leadership refused to intervene, a standard playground dispute became an inescapable psychological trap for an isolated young educator. Immediately after her death, public rumors spread that the offending student's grandparents included a powerful third-term politician who was orchestrating a cover-up. The police investigation dragged on for months as authorities looked for concrete evidence of criminal abuse. In November 2023, authorities closed the case without filing a single criminal charge against the parents. A technical blockade halted the process. Detectives couldn't unlock her smartphone, meaning they never fully accessed the digital harassment she endured in her final days. The state required her to protect her students, but offered zero protection in return. Failing her in both life and death is what ignited the national outrage. Grief consumed the school. Thousands of colorful sticky notes and flowers eventually covered the exterior walls of Seoul Elementary. Mobilization followed, as thousands of educators recognized their own experiences in her story, exposing a crisis that spanned the entire country. This anger ignited the Black Wave protests. Tens of thousands of teachers filled the streets of Seoul, demanding basic legal protections and the restoration of classroom authority. On September 4th, the movement peaked as over 350,000 citizens boycotted schools for a public education pause day. The death of a single educator forced a long simmering frustration into the open, unifying hundreds of thousands of teachers into a collective movement for reform. The pressure forced tangible legal victories. By early 2024, the government officially recognized her death as occurring in the line of duty. The National Assembly also passed the 4 Laws to Protect Teaching Authority, which establish legal mechanisms to shield teachers from malicious complaints and explicitly prohibit parents from harassing them on personal devices, which brings the narrative full circle back to the K-drama. Episode 5 of Teach You a Lesson exists as an angry societal wish fulfillment fantasy. The Korean public needed a fictional hero to deliver the immediate, visceral justice that the real-world courts denied them. What are your thoughts on this case? Let us know in the comments, and hit subscribe to Wordy Entertainment for more breakdowns of true stories behind your favorite shows. Reality lacks fictional saviors, but this series serves as a permanent global monument, ensuring the teacher from Seoul Elementary is never forgotten.